Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Place where we talk about anything and everything that is geek, whether it be TV, comics, movies, or video games. And this week I'm going to talk about a subject that will probably step on a few people's toes, and for that I'm sorry. But at the same time, I know there are a lot of folks out there that agree, and that is why pay so much for a video game just to trade it in. And what I mean is, there are people out there that I know that are out there that they will pay. They got these expensive games out there. The games that come out now that I'm gonna say between $50 and $70, some even $100 a piece for the special editions ones. People will go out there and pay. People that go and pay for a $60 to $80 game, play it for maybe and play it about non-stop for several weeks until they finally finish it. And as soon as they finish, what do? Instead of playing the game over again, what do? As soon as they finish the game, they go trade in for store credit. Or trade in for store credit towards another game they want. So it doesn't make sense, does it? It really doesn't make any sense. So basically, you go out and buy a game. You spend weeks and weeks chomping the bits, saving your pennies to go buy this game that's like $60 flipping dollars. $60. I'm gonna use this as an example. When it came out recently, Arkham Origins, or let's see, what's the one that's Skyrim. You go off and spend $60 on this game. Well, I don't know about Skyrim. You go off and spend I'll say something like Arkham, like one of the Arkham games, Batman Arkham games, something along those lines, or Injustice or something. You go off and you buy this game. You beat it, or something like Uncharted. Even I'm trying to lean more towards an adventure, go with the right game. I'll use that as an example. Uncharted. You go off, or an Uncharted type game. You go off and you buy this game. Spend $60, $50-$60 on this game. You take it home and spend the next several days and spend all your free time trying to beat this game. And as soon as you beat it, instead of trying to play the game again, see how fast you can beat it, you go and trade this game in for significantly less. Either trade it for significantly less than you spent on it, or significantly less dollar amount in store credit to go towards another expensive game that you're wanting. Yet another $60 game that you're that you've been chomping at the bit since you've been playing this other game to get. It don't make any sense. And to me, that's wasteful. To me, that's wasteful gaming. Gaming right there. I mean, you're going out there spending. The way things are nowadays with expenses and everything, like taxes, the way had to pay for utilities and vehicles and your house and all these other type of needs and everything, and you're out blowing money on games. And it's okay to go buy a game. I ain't saying don't go buy no video game, but if you've been distinctly putting this in your budget to go buy this game and save money up for this game, do it. By all means, do it. I encourage it, but only if you can afford it, of course. But to me, I think it's just absolutely wasteful to you worked all this time, busted your butt, day in, day out at work, to go off and buy this game just to a few weeks after you beat it, and just to beat it a couple weeks later, then carry it back to the store and trade it in on store credit towards another game. I mean, if that's your prerogative, fine, but to me, it's wasteful. I mean, you go in and, I mean, to me, that's wasteful. I mean, what happened to the days of folks playing games over and over? And I mean, they spend all that money on a game, and they would get their money's worth out of it. They would play it through, Lord knows how many times. They would play it through until the game wore out. And then they would either go get them another game, either go get a different game, or go get a copy of the same one. Nowadays, you just go off and pay $60. Pay $60 that sometimes people don't even really have to spend on that kind of thing, but just to play it through, just to beat the game one time, and then go carry the thing back and either get money back or get credit, get store credit, so they could go there and spend it on another $60 game. And I'm not trying to tell people what to do here. I'm just saying it's wasteful. Whatever happened to those days of enjoying video games so endlessly until the game wore out? Nowadays, there are people out there spending millions of dollars creating these video games and putting out these video games just so somebody could pay $60 and the outrageous amount of $60 for it just to carry it back to the store as soon as they beat it. And get like pennies and maybe get like a teeny tiny fraction of that. Get a teeny tiny fraction of that $60 to $80 that they spent on it in the first place on another $60 or $80 game. Most times if it's store credit, you'll get more than you do in monetary anyway. But I doubt there's very many that give out money anymore. Very many more game stores that give money back give you money for the games anyway. They might do that more on devices nowadays. But you get that store credit, it still ain't even it's still barely a fraction of what you spent on it in the first place. And you're going to use that to buy another $60 game? To me, that's wasting that's a waste of money. Genuinely, it's a waste of money. You're wasting money that you could have saved on something else, something probably way more important, on a game that you only beat one time and then carry back to the store so you can use that credit to buy another $60 game. Just so you can repeat the process with that other one. Just so you can repeat the same process with the next game and the next game and the next game. To me, that's wasting money and wasting time, and then it's a waste of the game makers. I mean, buying it second hand. You buy it. They'll put it out there used for sale, but it's still near about the same price it was when it was brand spanking new, never been unwrapped before. It's still expensive, outrageous. You might dock it down to like $50, or $45-$50, man, but it's still outrageous. It's just a waste of money. It's outrageous to me. You're wasting money when you could be, like I said, you could be putting it towards so many other important things. Other than just buying $60 games over and over again that you're just trading for store credit the minute you beat the game. It's ridiculous. It's wasteful. It's wasteful to the money and it's wasteful to the game. You look forward to this game just to beat it one time and then carry it and get store credit. And to tell you the truth, I think it's kind of bad, ridiculous to go get it open. If you go open at night and pay full price for it, you go the first day it's out, pay full price. If that's your prerogative, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. That's what I do with movies. But there's a significantly big price difference between a movie and a game. But I say if that's what you like to do, that's fine. But carrying it back about the time you get it, I mean, beating it and carrying it back not too long after you've gotten it, you spent the $60 to get store credit to put with another game. That's ridiculous. It's wasteful to the manufacturers. And it's wasteful to all the people that put the time and money into it. And it's wasting money, and ultimately it's costing you, the consumer, a lot of money. Unnecessarily a lot of money. And personally, I said that's a very, very wasteful way to go about gaming. Very wasteful. I mean, I said if that's your thing, it's your thing. But I'm just trying to say, I ain't trying to tell you how to live, but I'm saying it's wasteful. I think it's very, very wasteful to spend $60 just to go back and get a fraction of it back after you've beat the game only once. Now, if you've beat it several times and you've gotten bored with it, that's one thing. Go back and get store credit. If it's a game you don't like playing anymore, I'm gonna say this: if it's a game you don't like, that's one thing. But if it's a game you sincerely enjoy, I'd say don't carry it back immediately and get store credit for another expensive game. Enjoy it. Get your money out of it, like the gamers of old used to do. That's what I did. Every time I wanted to get a game, I enjoyed it, because anybody that barely, like I said, anybody knows, like I said, video games are expensive. And me, I'm kind of a bargain. And me, like I said, yeah, well, I'm a bargain hunter. I try to wait till the games come down in price. I try to wait till they come way down in price. I mean, I said it's all a matter of timing. But I said $60 is too much for a game anyway. So I said. My original point. I could hardly afford video games. I could hardly afford them. I still could hardly afford any video games. I always try to look over the $10 to $20 bin whenever I look for games. But when I buy a game, I enjoy it. When I beat it, I try to beat it. Let's see. Let me try to figure out an example. Good example. Godzilla Saved the Earth, as I mentioned in the preview, as I mentioned in a video before. Godzilla Saved the Earth. I beat that game and unlocked everything. But did I take it back? No, I didn't. Because I really wanted that game, and I really wanted to keep it and enjoy it and play it over and over and over again. And I do that with every game I've got that I enjoy a lot. I play it over and over again more times than I can count. And there's games in there that I've had since I first got a PlayStation. I've got old NES games. I enjoy it. I don't just buy them and just go carry them back by the time I buy them, unless they stink. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage you buying a game and taking it back. If it stinks, if you get that game home and trying to find out that game absolutely sucks, carry it back. I encourage that. Carry it back. Trade it in for something. Get you some store credit or something for that to get a better one. But if you've been chomping at the bit at something and you get it and it's one of the best games you've ever played and you just play through it and beat it, and then all of a sudden like, okay, I beat it, and then carry it back to the store and get something else. Carry it back to the store just to try to get some store credit on another game. On a game that's just about as much as it was, and you don't even hardly get nothing back. That's wasteful to me. It's wasteful to just burn through cash like that, burn through money like that on video games. It's like I said, like I said, in terms of I'm gonna say it from a thrifty gamer like me, I'd just say if you really want it bad enough, stick with it. If you paid $60 for it, keep it for the long haul. Play that thing until it gets a scratch on it. That's all I gotta say. Play that game until you scratch it up. And when you play that game until you get tired of it. Until you get tired of it, you scratch it, whatever. Play a game till you wear it out or it wears you out. If you get tired of it and get bored with it, then go trade it in. But don't go trade it in after like 2 weeks. That's just wasteful. It's just very wasteful to do that to me. It's just very wasteful. And I said, in terms of gaming, I said, it's just don't make no sense to trade in, buy a $60 game to trade in after 2 weeks of playing it, after beating it in 2 weeks, and just trade it in for something. It just ain't right. It just ultimately it hurts you in the pocketbook in the long run. If you can afford it, that's great. That's great. But if you're one of the people that could barely hold on to a penny because of bills and stuff, if you save up that money for a game, enjoy it. Enjoy the crap out of it. Enjoy the crap out of it, and don't go trading it in the minute you beat it. Beat it again and again and again. Master it. Master it until you master it and unlock everything in it and just master it. Don't waste your money. I said, to me, it's just, because like I said, just doing what I said, it's just wasteful. And I said, I'm sorry if I've stepped on any toes. Like I said, it's just been bugging me for a while now when I see folks do that. I mean, they've barely had the game 2 weeks. It's brand spanking new. And they've only played it 2 weeks, and they beat it, and then they trade it in for another one. If you want to do that, I'm gonna give this recommendation to folks out there to do that. If you really play, if you're one of those kind of people that plays a game and then until they beat it and they want to move on to another one, don't go pay $60 for $60, $70, $80, $50, $60, $70, $80 for that kind of thing all the time. Get something like GameFly. Go subscribe to GameFly. When I heard about that, you can rent as many games as you want, and whenever you return one, you get done with one, send it back, they send you another one. That sounds like a perfect way to me. So if you just like keep it as long as you want, and when you're done, send it back, they'll send you another one. To me, that sounds like the perfect thing for somebody that only likes playing one game, that likes buying it, like just loves playing game after game after game. The minute they beat it, they want to move on to another one. To me, that's a more fruitful venture than paying $60. Feel like I sound like me. Almost pay $1,000 a year on video games. And about burning up $1,000 a year on video games. Just pay one thing. I said subscribe to GameFly. Do something like that. But I said, I'm sorry if I stepped on anybody's toes, but I said it's just bugging me to see that it looks like to me folks wasting money on doing that kind of thing, on buying expensive games and just to carry them back after they beat them, and try to trade it in for something else, and try to trade it in for store credit to go towards another expensive game. To me, it just bugs me to see people being wasteful like that. But what do y'all think? Am I out of line? Have I stepped on anybody's toes? Do y'all agree with me? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment box. I would love to hear what y'all think about this. And I guess that's all for this week's edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. As always, drop me a comment. If you have a comment about the show, drop me a comment box. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Y'all have any ideas for the show? Drop me a comment box. I would love to hear. You. I'm always looking for looking for new things to talk about here and fresh new ideas to talk about on the show. I would love to hear from you. Just drop me an idea. I would love to hear your ideas. and you never know when it may end up episode of may end up made into an episode of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Send me your ideas. I would love to hear them, and I'll see y'all next time.